Good morning guys, and welcome back to the channel. And what a glorious morning we have here today in Devon. I'm out for the sunrise, as you can probably tell. It's actually the Easter weekend, so it's really busy. So I thought to myself, what better way to... It's a complete win-win, isn't it, to come out at sunrise in these sorts of situations, because you beat all the crowds. On my walk down here, it's been only about 20 minutes, but I haven't seen another soul, and this is an otherwise pretty popular location. And on top of that, it's just the best time of day to be out. It's the best time of day to be out, even without your camera, even without landscape photography. It's just glorious. So yeah, complete win-win this morning. Now this beautiful location is called Start Point, and really nice to be in Devon. I think a lot of the times when I come down to the southwest, I always seem to come to Cornwall, and I haven't explored Devon at all, to be fair. I've actually enjoyed being in a couple of the towns down here as well, you know, photography aside. It is a beautiful part of the country. Now, for people that don't really know too much about Devon, people that might not be from the UK, it's right down in the southwest corner of England, and it's probably, along with Cornwall, it's probably one of the most popular sort of holiday locations for British people to come to. It gets a lot of really sunny conditions, most of the best weather that we have here in the UK, and on top of that, obviously, it's a really beautiful place. These rugged coastlines are quintessential for Devon and for Cornwall as well, so it's wonderful to be amongst it all. And as you can see, I'm set up for my first image here today, and pretty excited about this one. And you might be able to tell the sun's not risen just yet. The sun's going to rise pretty much directly behind the lighthouse there, but I think the shot that I want is now. You can probably see we've got that beautiful pre-sunrise glow in the sky, which I'm a massive fan of. We've got no clouds in the sky at all, and I think this is just going to work wonderfully here. The orange glow is directly behind the lighthouse and behind Start Point itself here, which is working an absolute treat. Composition pretty much speaks for itself, it works for itself. We've got the cliffs that curve to the right hand side. The cliffs lead the eye through the image, and then we've got all the water as it's crashing into the side of these cliffs here. It is quite peaceful, quite tranquil. Obviously we're in a location that needs a lighthouse, so this area in particular, this lighthouse was built in 1836, and this area was still is very notorious for shipwrecks. So I think we're quite lucky to have this peace and tranquility here when we're talking about the weather this morning, so definitely making the most of that. But yeah, the composition works for itself, like I say, curves round from the left hand side of the image all the way to the right into these few rocks out here, which I think are called black stone. I think a lot of ships have crashed into them. And then I've got the lighthouse in the top left third, so incredible. Now my settings are fairly important here. I have already taken the image, so my sort of exposure value has changed since then, but I shot it at ISO 100, f6.3 and a 30-second long shutter speed, 30-second exposure. f6.3 just to get me that long exposure. I'm shooting at 30 seconds. You might think that's quite long, but there's not actually much movement in the waves because it's not very windy. It's quite peaceful, like I say. So I'm just trying to make the most of what movement there is down there. And to do that, get that 30-second exposure, I've got my 6-stop neutral density filter on the front, which is working wonderfully. I've got my polarizer on as well to help get some of the glare off this foreground water, and also to help bring out some of the oranges in that pre-sunrise sky out there as well, which is working fantastically. Really happy with this one. So it's going to be a really nice long exposure image, peaceful, tranquil. It sort of sums up sunrise as I'm seeing it right now. Perfect. I'm really happy for the final product of this shot, and I don't think I'm going to wait for the sun to rise in this location. However, I think there's one more shot to be had from this very spot. So I'll show you this photograph now. I really hope you like it. And then I'm also excited for this next photograph as well. So as you can probably see down here, we have got some beautiful bluebells, which really are the symbol of UK springtime. So I'm trying to utilize them, and at the same time, I don't know if it's going to be overexposed, but the sun is setting pretty much directly behind the it's rising directly behind the lighthouse there on Start Point, which is just unbelievable. With or without camera, This is something special. And it's ironic because without this camera, I mention this all the time, without this camera, without my passion for landscape photography, I wouldn't be witnessing this right now because I wouldn't be bothered getting up out of bed in the morning. Absolutely spectacular. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to try and get this shot. Now, I just did a little bit of a test run here in the Bluebells, and I don't really need my tripod, to be honest. Of course, it'd probably be more practical, but wow, that's incredible. Yeah, I don't really need it, so I'm just going to shoot handheld, obviously. I'm shooting at f4. Hang on, I'm going to bring my exposure down a bit. Sorry guys, this is a little bit all over the place. I'm going to shoot at f7, no, good God, I'm shooting at f9, alright? Shooting at f9 I've decided on, and I want my shutter speed. I'm going to increase my ISO a bit as well. So my shutter speed is 1/125th of a second. F9, ISO 200. Let me just try and get that. And that is looking pretty special, to be honest. And how's the exposure? I can go a bit higher than that. So I need a bit more exposure. So I'm going to come down to f7.1. That'll do me. How's that looking? Bit better. Bit better. Increase the ISO slightly. Wow, this is something special. This is absolutely beautiful. What's going on out there? So I think this might be the sort of shot that would actually work better in portrait dimension, but I just don't like it. I don't like portrait dimension. Wow. What a sunrise. So that's the shot there. That's the one. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm hoping, that's incredible. Look at that. Hope you can see that. You can even see me. Oh my goodness. Absolutely special. Yeah, so hopefully that came out all right. Messing about with the settings a bit, but it's just one of them. It's quite a high dynamic range, obviously shooting directly into the sun. What a morning. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put that photograph up now and I'm just going to sit and enjoy this. I hope you like this one, guys. Wow, so what a special morning. I must admit I am flapping around a little bit, but I'm loving every second of it. This is what it's all about. So, got that shot with the Bluebells then. I hope that one came out all right. And I didn't even touch my tripod after I came down to shoot the Bluebells. I left it exactly where it was, and for no reason, but I'm quite lucky because I've kept my wide angle lens on. I'm shooting at 16mm and decided to just literally plonk my camera back up on the tripod. And I'm just slipping in my medium grad here because the sun has become a little bit brighter. 3-stop medium grad over the top. I need to turn my live view off of that. And this is looking incredible. What we're getting here, right, is the sun, as it's risen, it's kind of come up on an angle this way. In, let's call that a sort of northeasterly direction, if that makes any sense. So it's come up this way, and in probably about 60 seconds time it's going to be right at the top of that lighthouse. It's going to be really funny effects. It's going to look like the rising sun is the beacon of that lighthouse, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm hoping it works with the medium grad. I'm hoping everything works. Live view on. Let's try that. ISO 100, f11 1/50th of a second. I'm just going to make sure my focus is right and hasn't shifted. Focus on the lighthouse. That looks perfect. Yep, 16mm. 2-second timer. Let's see how that bad boy looks. Whoa, God. Underexposed. I'm going to try that one again. ISO 100, f11 1/30th of a second. Still underexposed. It's winding me up. It's playing games with me. There we go. That's the shot. ISO 100, f11 1/15th of a second, and the sun is pretty much directly on that lighthouse beacon. Madness, absolute madness. Something special. I think there's work to be done in post-production. We've got the rising sun on that lighthouse. We've got some nice soft light in the foreground here, which I didn't have for that first shot pre-sunrise, which means we're getting some of the bluebells here in the foreground as well, which is mental. And then we've got pretty much that same composition from that first image, so that has all come together wonderfully. Wow, what a special morning. What a special morning. It's not even over yet. Alright, sending the drone up, and something I suppose a little bit different this week, just for the next couple of minutes. I really wanted to get us, I'm just going to get him out of the way so you can hear me. I'm going to take a photograph with my drone, basically, and it's a shot that I kind of planned on getting whilst I was here. But basically, I'm going to be really honest about this one. I had like a sort of newsletter or magazine, something like, about this area in Devon. And in this magazine there was a photograph of this lighthouse. It was a drone photograph, and I'm pretty much trying to replicate the same photograph. Yeah, all it is kind of send the drone up, fly out into sea a little bit, and you're kind of taking the photograph back towards the lighthouse, back towards start point, back inland, and almost use the land itself as a bit of a leading line. And I just thought this morning it'd work perfectly, because we're going to have this beautiful side light from the sunrise, during the golden hour. And I think, I'm not sure how it works with the tides, we'll find out in a minute when I get the drone over there, but I think there's like a little bit of a beach over there as well. Alright, so that didn't really go to plan too well in terms of filming. The drone kept disconnecting. It was about 1.5 kilometers away from me. I probably should have sent it up over near the lighthouse, nearer to the lighthouse somewhere. But I managed to get the shot. I managed to get pretty much exactly how I envisaged it. That little beach, that little cove. Unfortunately, it was high tide, so it wasn't exposed as much as I would have hoped. But yeah, just generally started becoming a little bit more concerned about the drone. But anyway, I'm bringing the drone back to myself now. I did get the shot pretty much exactly how I envisaged it, and yeah, I'll pop that one up for you guys to see now. There she comes, she's alright. I'll pop that one up for you guys to see now, and I am going to explore around a little bit more because it's beautiful here. The light's getting a little bit harsh, getting hungry. I would like a coffee, and I have got some nice shots already, but we'll see what there is. And yeah, I'll pop this drone shot up for you guys to see now. I really hope you like it. Right, so I just stopped and had a chat there with that other photographer. I don't know if you could see him down there. His name was Peter. I didn't catch his surname, but he gave me the sort of details to his website, so I'll pop that in underneath the video description. Sounded like a really nice guy. I think he's come down here from Exeter, so he's drove about an hour to get to this location, which makes me feel quite lucky because it was only 20 minutes from where I'm camping this weekend in Devon. So yeah, he was saying he shoots a lot in Dartmoor National Park and stuff, so I'm looking forward to checking out some of his images, somewhere that I've never been, so I'm sure they'll inspire me to go there. But yeah, for myself, I'm pretty much just going to call it a day. I'm well happy with the images that I got. It's been an absolutely stunning morning, and I've thoroughly enjoyed this location. It's been really special morning, and even me and Peter there, we were saying how, like, I mentioned it previously, but how we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the cameras. It's just so nice to have something to get us up and out and to witness this natural beauty. And you know, a lot of people say landscape photography is an expensive hobby, and it is. I suppose it can be, but the experiences that you gain from that, you know, on the regular, if you're willing to come out, are just so rich. And ultimately just endless as well. You know, like I said, as long as you're always willing, you get so much in return, and I just think it's worth the investment, even if you're just doing it as a hobby or an amateur. It's so worth it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like. Give me a comment as well. I'd love to know which of the images today you thought was your favourite. Did you like the drone image? It's funny because I haven't seen any of them yet, have I? So yeah, and please subscribe if you're new, and as always, yeah, thanks so much for watching. It's been absolutely amazing, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next adventure next week. I got that the wrong way around. I'll see you guys next week on the next adventure. Out.